Hello everyone, I'm Faded Oasis. Thank you for tuning into my stream here on twitch.tv/Faded Oasis or watching the VOD on youtube.com/@Faded Oasis. You could see me just there realize that I forgot to turn the light on in real time. Uh, how's it going? It's a chill Monday. We've got this Pikachu Mega Motion Kit that we're gonna finish today because we only have 5 bags left, and I'm happy. This thing is awesome. So far, it does this. Kind of rocks back and forth and wags its tail. But we're gonna add arms and legs and head today. We're starting with arms and legs as the... Why is the PDF not showing in OBS? Lego instructions. Oh, because I turned it off at the end of last stream to get a good YouTube thumbnail. I remember that now. Anyway, as the instructions show, we've got, we're starting on the legs and the rear, hind legs and the forelegs. I guess. Okay. Let's open the bag and get started. There we go. Alright, so set this aside. Some of the large pieces are already stuck together in ways they probably shouldn't be. Alright. Yeah, I guess just get right into it. Alright, so we're just starting immediately with attach this right here. Alright, so that swings freely. Let me make sure I've got everything selected correctly. This should be over here. There we go. Oh, that's it. That one piece, and now let's do things separately. Hey, Evo Machine, thanks for that first. How are you doing today? Alright, a lot of small pieces here. We need a tile, an up pip, a down pip, and a 1x1 with a plus or a cross hole in it. Here's the down pip. That's another down pip. That's another down pip. Here's an up pip. We need a tile. And then the 1x1's in the other container. So these are... building another motion one after the Pikachu. I've already built Mega Motion Pikachu Eevee, but I did buy a few more of the sets. When I first looked at what was being advertised in the Eevee book, I didn't like any of those sets. It was like Gyarados, Golbat. Gyarados is okay, but I think the set shows Gyarados like shortened, so it doesn't really make or it feels thematically wrong. It feels like Gyarados should be very long. Then Golbat, which is not one of my favorite Pokemon. Uh, Diglett, or no, Dugtrio, which also is not one of my favorite Pokemon. And then I was bored searching the internet the other day, probably 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what other Pokemon sets are there? Just like in general, from any company. Because I know the Lego ones, those are super expensive and I don't think they look great. That's not true. I think the Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise set looks amazing. I think it's way overcosted and the base should probably be simpler. But, you know, whatever. That's fine. People will pay that. But anyway, I was looking at every Pokemon set, and I found 2 more Mega sets for sale that I wanted. So I bought Butterfree because it was cheap. It was very cheap, and it seems like it's going to be a great short build. Oh, I skipped step 207. Set that aside. And then I saw a set that intrigued me. You can't see it from this angle. I'm going to switch to the other angle, which is here. It's behind me. Great. This Magikarp here, which from that image looks just like Magikarp, but the motion aspect of Magikarp is that it's performing the splash attack, where it's just lying down on the ground and flopping. And I think that's just like so great. So I will be building more Mega Motion sets. They might not be right away. Oh wait, they're 2 different. Okay, it is this one. Where are the other ones? Ah, some of them have lines on them. I see. It might just be those 2. Yeah. So I saw that, and I'm like, that's hilarious. And then I saw the price, I'm like, that's not too bad, actually, for how big a kid it actually is. I think it's going to be good. Apparently it was a San Diego Comic-Con kit. I don't know if it was an exclusive kit, but the listing sure led me to believe it was from San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe it was just debuted there or something. I don't know. But it's fantastic. Oh, it's got like a gold base instead of like the silver gray. And like a fancy nameplate, which I think is hilarious. I'm going to have, on my shelf, I'm going to have Eevee, Pikachu, Butterfree, all looking like standard like this. And then this special decked out Magikarp. There we go. Alright, then 208 I built this, and this snaps onto the front. Okay, I'm gonna have to set it down because there's a round 1x1 that's causing, like, can freely rotate here. I don't like that. So I'm gonna have to set this down and make sure that everything is flat as I attach this. There we go. Alright, and then on the reverse, again we have a small curve this one, and one of the feet. Here they are. And this goes on the back. We leave that plus the cross-shaped hole in the back free. Okay, we're immediately putting... So you get a 2 wide orange crossbar. We get this L-shaped piece that has one cross on one end and just holes the other way through. That's fine. This goes in here. And then white connector here. Alright, so I bet this section's going to be rotating. The 3x1s aren't in here? Or they're in... Okay. And up pips. And then... This is a 2x2 curved ramp. But it looks like we need a 3x2. Here's a 3x2. That's a taller one. Ah, here's the shorter one. Okay, so we make a stack. And then the short one goes on this side. The tall one goes on this side. Flip it upside down. 2x1 and an L piece. Now we use the tall curve, another L piece, one by one ramp. Here, hanging off the edge. We also need a 1x1 with a down pip hanging off the back here. There we go. And then we get our double-sided 3x1s, pips on both top and bottom. I do like how Mega's solution to how do we get sub-assemblies of a build with pips on top and bottom is just we make a piece with pips on top and bottom. That's it. It's that simple. Alright, now we get a 2x1 brick here, then 2 orange 1x1s with cross-shaped holes. There's our color coding for later. We get a single white 2x1 with 2 holes, and we add a connector here. Alright, then we need 2 2x1s with down tips. That's with up pips. That's the wrong one. Here it is. And then a 4x1 on top. Alright, we got a long 3x1 curve and a 1x1 with a down pip. That hangs off the edge here, which creates a nice 2 pips on the side. A 1x1 gap, and then a very tall 2x1 curve. Alright, now we build another sub-assembly stack. These and a 2x1. So we start with a double-sided 2x2. There we go, simple stack. And this goes on here. And then a 3x1 to connect these for stability. Alright, we get a 2x2 tile. And another tall curve, this time a 2x2. Alright. On the front here goes a 2x1 with a center pip. And then a tile. Oh. It's not together all the way. I didn't screw this up, right? This is where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be that piece there, that piece there, yeah, okay. Maybe if I put the, I mean this shouldn't matter, but sure, I'll put the tile in first. There it goes. Alright, then a shallow 2x1 with a curve, 2x2 rather, goes on a 3x2 and a 2x1. Looks like a shallow corner curve. Then we switch to taller curves. Continue with tall. Another tall one here. And then a shallow 2x1. Is this angled? No. We got 4, 5, 6 angled cut pieces. Not using them yet. There we go. Ah, and then that goes on this side. And it connects to everything except that pip. Okay, it goes here. Maybe. There we go. And we take a 2x3 shallow curve to fit right there. Alright, then we take our thing we built earlier. Got this. And we set it up. Hey Pug, how are you? We set it up so this pin goes in this, the center hole of the L, the corner. Okay, so that gives it some movement. Ah, then we attach it. First we have to highlight the tail in red though. I don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna turn the crank. Okay, so like this. We have the orange rod. Goes into the plus hole, obviously. Which is not shown in orange in the inset diagram in the center of the page. Interesting. They screwed up the color coding. Okay, with the tail up, it needs to go forward. So it's like this. And I just pushed the, Oh wait, what happens with the bottom section here? Hold on. So immediately I saw that the foot here, or this bar or something, is colliding with this 1x3 we added. Oh, it looks like this pin goes into the bottom of that. Okay. So again, put this up. Up. This goes forward. And then this snaps in there. Maybe, come on. There it goes. Oh, check that out. Check out that running foot. You're hot dropping into this build. Yeah, we are 2 point something streams into this build. This is the 3rd stream. Wait, you were here for previous ones. Wait a minute. Alright. Put that aside. We need... You missed the first 2 streams? I thought you were here. My apologies. Anyway, don't worry about it. This build is awesome. It's as awesome as the Eevee. Even though I don't really care about Pikachu that much. There we go. And we get some 2x1s with up and down pips. And then we have to build some sort of... This is gonna have pips on 2 different faces. Sorry, 3 different faces if you count the top. Here. Wait, really? Okay, so this pip is not lined up with the rest of the pips. Sure. Then we secure with a 3x2 on top. There we go. Alright, we need the taller curves. We don't have any of the narrow or the shallow ones, so that's fine. Can make up for it though. You managed to get VR working again. First thing you did is put Super Crazy Rhythm Castle. Are you okay? Did you survive? Super Crazy Rhythm Castle is great. I didn't know that game supported VR. I hope you didn't play the level with the spinning note highway. God, you could throw up in 3 dimensions. Oh, you were watching the VOD. Okay. I still hope you didn't watch the one with the spinning note highway. Alright, put a tile between these first to secure them. And then we gotta add all these corners. Got so many of these. There we go. Then this goes on here. Oh, and then we just put a little curved 1x1 tile right there. Line it up properly. There we go. And now is when we use these 2... What do I used to call these? Speed bumps. With the lines down the center. To make them look like toes. Okay, this is the front. Yes, that's why it has the blue. Alright, so this is again with the tail up. This goes down. That seems correct. This is so cool. Alright, then we open bag 11. Oh, these are all extra pieces, okay. these in the extra piece bin. Open bag 11 and do it all again, but reversed. For these ones. There aren't a lot of pieces in bags 10 and 11, so I'm going to do without the bins. Alright. So, we start with putting the original attachment right there. And then set that aside. So, I've obviously been playing a lot of Archipelagos lately, well, with it being Archipelago April. So you probably know, but I'm playing the 7-game... An Archipelago is a multi-game randomizer where the items from your games are shuffled across multiple of the games, and it's mostly designed for multiple people to be playing all at once, where everyone's playing a different game and you're all sending items to each other as you find them. But I'm playing a 7-game asynchronous Archipelago on stream, where, for example, when I find an item when I find a star in Mario 64, it could send a level unlock to Mega Man 2. And when I find an item in Mega Man 2, it could unlock an ability in Mario World. And when I finish a level in Mario World, it could unlock the ability to use an in-level item in Yoshi's Island, etc., etc. It's been very fun, but I've also been playing a lot of Archipelagos off stream as well. Today I started an Archipelago of where I'm playing Crypt of the Necrodancer. Have you had different games in the... Yes, absolutely. My friend Wrench and I just finished an Archipelago where we both played... I played Pokemon Fire Red and he played Pokemon Leaf Green. And they were randomized. But we forgot to turn off the Sevi Islands, so a lot of our unlocks were in areas of the game that we just don't know that well. So we've learned from that mistake, and we're playing Kanto only, basically whenever we play Fire Red, Leaf Green. But yeah, we just started one where I think he's playing Fire Red again, but he's playing it with doors randomized. So you walk into a building and you could go to any... That door isn't linked to inside that building anymore. It's linked to some other doorway somewhere else in the game. And I'm playing Crypt of the Necrodancer, which is a music-based roguelike is real cool. And the unlocks are when you buy items from the lobby shop or when you complete any stage as a character for the first time. So it's letting me like replay all of these stages as the other characters, which I hadn't previously done. I probably should have done a while ago, considering how much I like that game, but Crypt of the Necrodancer is great. The randomized doors thing is a real mechanic in games I played. Yeah, it's a popular thing with just randomizers. If it's not an archipelago, it's just like we're randomizing all the items and locations in this one game. But to integrate it into an archipelago where he's telling me like, hey, so I can get basically anywhere, I'm never gonna get locked out because these doors go wild places. I don't have to worry about like, I got to the inside of the Viridian City gym, even though I'm not allowed in there until I have 7 badges. I'm not allowed to go in the front door unless I have 7 badges, but I'm in the inside of the front door because I got there through some other doorway. I'm like, that's cool. It really opens the game up and changes how it feels, I think. Alright, I want to make sure I do this correctly. Yeah, this side. And this side. Yes. Alright, now we set that aside for a while. Otherwise, off stream, I'm playing another server from another streamer that I watch. They're doing an asynchronous archipelago where I need to make sure I get the right pieces here. It's this one. And the long. Yes. They're doing like a monthly asynchronous archipelago. And I'm playing Mario 64 and Chex Finder in that one, so that'll be fun. There we go. I've also done... I haven't done an Emerald one. What was the other custom game I tried? Oh, Fire Red. Right. Learning how to... Archipelago is a little weird because it's not one project from one developer. It's a bunch of individual, completely separate mods that all work together using the same protocol and connect to the same server. But it means that the methods of installing them vary wildly from game to game. Most of the ones on the website, or listed on the website, are a pretty easy install, but some of them are like, okay, go to this GitHub, make sure that you download all the right files and put them in the right places, and then go ahead and edit one of your config files for the game to exclude an extra line to make sure that the archipelago doesn't ruin everything. And it's like, make sure you follow all these setup instructions. And once you do, it works great, but it's just like a little bit intimidating at first. I've been immersed in that with the VR stuff on Linux. Oh, I bet that's not simple to set up. How you been doing with that? There we go. Not simple. You can be banging your head against config files and wine versions and weird discrepancies for days. Yeah. I'm at the point where if it doesn't have a guide telling me the step-by-step process that I need to follow, I'm not going to do it. You learned many new words. Like, give me a step-by-step guide and account for all possibilities, and I'll follow your instructions. But tell me that I need to debug something? Nah, we're done. Go. Funny thing is, though, I was discussing thigh-high socks with Star as I was sinking into the Linux programmer spiral. Wow. These things happening in parallel. I mean, there's a reason why... Here we go. It's this one. There's a reason why it's a stereotype. Alright, we'll make our stack again. $70 for a pair of socks seems reasonable. They better be damn good socks. Sorry, I skipped ahead. There we go. Easier this time. Alright, then we set it aside. short one, not the tall one. This one. Want to do an archipelago too? Want to do one for a while? I'm in a lot of archipelagos, but I might be interested. I think I'm in like 4 archipelagos right now, with a 5th, one of them about to start, and then a 5th one starting in like 2 days. No, sorry, wait. It's my stream archipelago, the 2-player async that I'm playing Crypt of the Necrodancer, a 4-player async that's starting tonight when the game is remade because someone screwed up a YAML. And I'm playing Castlevania in that one. A like 9-player async that is like very slow paced and might take a month. That's starting in 2 days. And then, in 2 weeks, a group of friends are doing a live, not asynchronous. Not asynchronous archipelago, and I still need to pick out a game for that. I'm hoping that I get the hang of Crypt of the Necrodancer, because that seems like that would be cool for when we're all on a voice call talking to each other, and I'm trying to listen to the music instead of listening to people. And I'm dying over and over. I don't think anyone's going to be using Deathlink, though. As funny as that would be, which is good, because I would be dying over and over. Alright, so this goes like this. This goes like this. I know in our, I think it's like an 8-player live archipelago, someone's going to be playing Play-Doh, which will be interesting. I didn't realize that that was a archipelago game until they were talking about it. I'm like, oh, cool. Good luck. I don't know how exactly it's gonna work, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Is this the way this goes? Yeah, okay. There we go. Yes, because it looks like a foot. Just showing Pikachu feet on stream. Alright, again. Outline the tail in red and raise it as high as it goes. Then this goes forward. Like this, but this needs to hook into that. There we go. That went way easier than last time. Nice. All right. Now the front line. Oh, I meant to be on this one. Deathling sounds like it should add a buff or debuff. Someone dies and it gives a random debuff. Well, I mean, technically it does give a random debuff in that anyone else with Deathlink dies. That's a debuff, right? Better yet, if you don't die, you get a bonus. Oh, okay. Well, there are traps in certain games. Crypt of the Necrodancer has a bunch of traps that I experienced. Just like, oh, suddenly they're like, here, have a monkey, and now suddenly there's a monkey on you, and you gotta deal with that before dealing with all of the enemies that were running toward you and you were preparing for. Or Dad Trap, where suddenly you're playing 2-player with, I forget his name, but you have a partner and you're controlling both at the same time, and you need to make sure that neither of them die. Good luck. You don't get anything great if you succeed. You just don't lose. Alright, now we add all of the corners. I'm roughly in 6. I think it's 5. So the one I'm doing on stream, a 2-player asynchronous, a 4-player asynchronous that starts tonight, and like a 9-player asynchronous that starts in a few days, and like an 8-player live one that starts. It's in like 2 weeks. We just finished up Fire Red Leaf Green. That's the 2-player asynchronous. We're probably going to have like a every time we finish, we just start another one. So the 2-player Fire Red Leaf Green has now been replaced with the Crypt of the Necrodancer and Fire Red Door Scramble. Alright, I need to go this way until it's here. So from here, this is pointing as down as possible. And that should work. Sure does. Fantastic. All right. Bag number 12. Oh, we get more temporary pieces. Or do we have to... No, we have to reuse the same ones. There are no bread lunch pieces in this bag. Grab my temporary pieces. It was these two and this. Make the same shape that we made before. Perfect. What would be the best games to play if you're completely unfamiliar with them? Minesweeper? Like the... Sorry, that was very loud. A lot of games for randomizers, you should very much know what you're getting into and know enough about the game. Even when I'm playing Archipelagos, I probably look things up on the side. Just to make sure that my knowledge isn't to make sure I'm remembering everything correctly. best thing to do would just to be to pick the game that you're most familiar with, honestly. Oh, it's telling us to take these apart, not to put them back together, because we need just the 8x1. Sure. That means you'll just pick Doom 2. So you pick Doom 2? You don't have to be like perfectly 100% familiar with the game you're playing. Like, I'm playing Yoshi's Island on the stream one, and I haven't played Yoshi's Island in, I don't know, a decade. So there's a lot of things I don't remember, but Yoshi's Island is a straightforward game. I guess anything like that where the game itself and the objective are straightforward. So like Mario World or Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island is probably a bad example for a good archipelago game, because the way it handles things is very weird. As we've seen on stream, it gives you all of the like an entire world of levels unlocked at once, but you can't do most of them, but you need to play them to figure out why you can't do them. It's so weird. Don't start with Yoshi's Island. Mario World, honestly, Super Mario World or Super Mario 64. Don't do any of the if you're doing Mario 64, I wouldn't start with the move locking. Just do just have the stars and keys and caps shuffled. Like do the default options file, basically. Mario World, if you want to do a platformer, that absolutely works, but the way Mario World locks things off is you don't have abilities, like you won't be able to spin jump or use power-ups or something. So, be prepared to do things like that. I don't know what Doom 2's... I assume the checks in Doom 2 are beating the levels and finding the secrets. Definitely look into that and see, find the descriptions of how you play the game, what your goal is, etc. But that could definitely work. Are they just having this temporary piece here just so this isn't, wobbly? Probably what they're doing, I don't know. So we can attach this and not have to worry about things. If you don't want to play a platform, you want to play like a roguelike, Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Honestly, that's gonna be a pretty good one. Never considered temporary pieces before. Yeah, they had us use temporary pieces before when we were building this grass chain. This is just a chain that goes around 2 sprockets when we turn this. So in order to build the chain, we had to connect all the links together, and to make that easier, it had us make the temporary piece of I'm going to place this offset so I can remove it easily. But place this so you have this gap between that you can glide the there are like small guides on the bottom of the chain pieces. You can glide those in and connect all 28 of the chain links or whatever it was. And of course they're bright orange to make them not useful for anything. Alright, so we've got some color coding now. This time our color coding is blue on this side and red on that side. Not orange, but red. Alright, I was in the middle of building this thing when I got distracted. There might be other, for Archipelago first games, there might be a lot of good choices that I'm just unfamiliar with because I'm not looking at the list and I'm not familiar with those games. You're eyeing Inscription. If you've played in, okay, so Inscription's one of those games that has things that you should experience in-game in a real playthrough the first time. If you've played Inscription before, it's gonna be great for an Archipelago. Because I'm pretty sure it just uses the roguelike mode that they added. So that's probably a great one. But it does have... I guess if it uses the roguelike mode, you're fine to do it without playing the story. I don't know. The setup and the like about this game on the Archipelago website will have info and probably a big warning saying like if you haven't played the game, you should play the game. I know they have that for Tunic. You spend a lot of time with it. Oh, then just play Inscription. Absolutely. That's probably a great one. Remove temporary peace. Goodbye, temporary peace. We will miss you. First step is to how to run the Archipelago on Linux. So, good luck with that. I mentioned before that Archipelago isn't like a normal project where there's one developer. Archipelago is a bunch of individual mods for individual games. That every game has its own different way of getting modded. So each game has their own unique setup instructions. And more importantly, each game's Archipelago mod is probably being worked on by one person who is doing it in their spare time, and they're doing it because they want to play that game in the Archipelago, and they're capable of making the mod. That's it. So if it has Linux support, is probably iffy. It'll be game based, and then it'll be if the dev of that game put effort into giving it Linux support. You might be able to run things through Wine, you might not. I don't know. It's all game based. I would recommend the Archipelago Discord. I know Discord is terrible as a repository for information, but there are active conversations and troubleshooting happening, and there are channels for every single game in Archipelago, including all of the ones that don't have full support yet, but have like mostly their support. So like Portal 2 has an archipelago mod. I don't think that one's on the website yet, but there's a channel for it in their Discord, and they're talking about, like, okay, here's everything we have for this, and here's what you need to do, and if you have any issues, report bugs here, and I'll work on it when I can. But it also means that, like, there are some wild games that you wouldn't expect to have support in an archipelago. Like in the 4-player archipelago that we just did 2 weeks ago. I was playing Mario 64. One of my friends was playing Jak and Daxter 1. And we're just like, that game has support? Why? Because one person really wanted to play it and knew how to make a mod. And probably because there was already a randomizer community for it. So, like, I popped into the Discord channel for him, just like, you know, looking to see, I think we were trying to troubleshoot something, or we had a question about how something specifically worked. So I looked in the Discord and just like, yeah, it looks like it's just this one person who's doing all the work on this. So, good luck. If Jak and Daxter's on there, yeah, it seemed like a good archipelago game too. He did get stuck a few times when playing, just because Jak and Daxter is not a long game compared to Terraria and Pokemon Emerald. So there were points where he was waiting, but it's a randomizer, and you're going to be waiting on other people probably. It does have a pretty archipelago itself does have a pretty robust hint system. So if you know you're going to get stuck, you can hint and say, like, in Mario 64, I'm going to need that second floor key to go up to beat Bowser, right? So I'm just going to hint that, hey, my key is here. It's in this check in this other game. Could you, like, prioritize that sometime in the next... I won't need it for the next, like, hour or two, but if you get it before then, that'd be great. Because then I won't just be sitting here. But I need to get better about prioritizing hints. These are the wrong L's. We've got L's in multiple colors here. But yeah, if you're doing an archipelago live, playing it at the same time as other people, the hint system is great. These are unique pieces. 3x2, I guess they're plates, but only pips in the corners and not in the center too. Two of these 1x1s. Then some grabby hands in this corner, like that, and this corner, like this. This goes, okay, it goes around this. This goes here. We get a 6x1 along the back here. And then 6x1 with a 4x1 on top. But yeah, if you're looking into a game and you are trying to play it on Linux, the Discord will have info. If the site doesn't have info about it, the Discord will have info about if there is Linux support for the game and how far along it is. Because it might just be like, Star Stitching interested? Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Is Star streaming right now? Is that what's happening? Having a conversation with her on screen. Come back from work. Okay. Building our series of curves here to approximate a facial structure, I think, or is this the back of the head or something? I don't remember. Big ramp, a big curve here, and then again. Go. That's the last piece in the bag other than this hook, which I'm pretty sure is a spare part. Alright. Bag 13. Although now's a good time for a break. And we only have 2 bags left, 13 and 14, so I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get up and stretch. You do what you need to do. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Stick around. And I'm back. Hi. How are you? I opened bag 13 and I pulled out a few interesting pieces here. I wonder what they could be. So we're building our Pikachu here. We've got this much done. It's just missing the front part. The front fell off. We've got this chunk of plastic here that we're gonna attach features to. So we start by setting these aside so I don't accidentally use them. So we have these taller curves and these shallower curves. We need the shallow ones. We need 2x1 curves in tall and short varieties. These two. All right, so we start with one curve here, then our tall one, then the short one, there we go. This goes, we're on our blue side here. Goes on just the top 4 pips. There we go. And we take 2 of these 4x1 long ramps, long curves, and then the taller of the 2x2s that goes along here. start with a 3x2. We add a 3x1 long curve and a 2x1. Looking for a curve with the front cut off. This one. Is it the right one? No. Looking for its mirror. This one. Alright, then a 1x1 ramp facing outward. A 2x1 ramp facing the back. This goes on just the first 3 pips here. Hello? There it goes. Okay, so now we've got these ramps that have pips on the top. Then we get this one, right? Attach that to both of them. Then little 1x1 circles with hooks. Line them up. And then a big red circle. It's kind of a dome. Not perfectly shallow dome. It's like a little bulb, which makes sense considering where this is going on the Pikachu. Alright, now we're doing for the other side, we do the same 4x1 with 2 shallow corners. There's our tall curve, which is here. We need our shallow curve too. Here it is. Oh, and then the other. Alright, we flip this over. Oh, Pug, if you're still here, something I remembered about archipelagos, especially if the first time you do one, when you're setting up your options file, there's something called the progression slider. Don't ignore that. That is how often you get stuck, or how likely it is that you get stuck, where you are only waiting on other people to do things to unlock you. If you set that to a higher number, you will get stuck less often, which if you're playing live at the same time in like a voice call or something, that's super important. Because if you pick games that are different lengths, one of you is going to get stuck for a while. Probably. So if you set that number higher, it's less likely that you get stuck. I'd recommend, it starts at like 50. I'd recommend somewhere near 75 probably, but you know, you do you. If you're fine with getting stuck and just not being able to do anything, just chatting, then leave it as is, or set it lower if you're a masochist. Bug might not be here anymore. That's fine. That's advice for anyone doing an archipelago. Because if you don't want to get stuck, just set that number real high and you won't get stuck. It does mean that generally the game might be easier because you're finding more of your unlocks, more of your important unlocks sooner. But that's what it's there for. That and the hint system. Don't be afraid to use the hint system. Alright. Down here, we need some shallow 2x2s. Some L's. Some 2x1 tiles. And some little sandals. Alright, so you got an L with the sandal. You attach them with a tile. Add this to the back. You do the same thing mirrored. Alright, then these go. Oh, this face. They go there. Alright. Now we need the tall curves. Just one of them. 5x1. One of these eyeballs. And the eyeballs are symmetrical, not identical. So I need the one pointing this way. Because I don't want my Pikachu to have eyes pointing every which way. I want it to look like a normal Pikachu. I guess it's the reflection off the eyes, so I don't want Pikachu to have a weird light source out of nowhere. Wait, were we supposed to put this on? Oh yeah, we put this on this side. There we go. Another shallow 2x2, two more of the ramps, and a 2x1. Just gonna start with the ramp and attach the 2x1 to the bottom of it. Sorry, the curve. Then attach these. Like so. And this goes here. Alright, and then we do the same thing for the other eye. Shallow curve? Did I use a wrong curve somewhere? Did it not come out of the bat? No, it did. I might have used a wrong curve somewhere. Although everything looks fine. Oh, we used the tall ones, not the short ones. That's okay. I read the instructions wrong. I was looking for a short one, and we don't have any short ones anymore. We used them all up. Alright. 2 L's, 2x2, and a 2x1. Oh, here's our mouth. Okay, so in the front here goes the center. Then we've got this one here, this one here, and then this nose piece that I noticed. There we go. That just slots in right here. It's Pikachu. Alright, these tall curves are not tall enough, so we gotta add more tall to make them extra tall. These go on the front here. And on the bottom, still have all these chunky pieces. 3x3 right in the middle. 3x2 rather. And some ramps. Some weird curved corner ramps. Upside down ramps. And we move on to bag 14. The final bag, and it doesn't have a lot of pieces in it. It really doesn't have a lot of pieces in it. All right, we've got lightning bolts. We've got so many of these lightning bolts. We got little clear pins. We've got 2 different stylings of these painted curves. Any other paint on anything? No, doesn't look like it. I'm not gonna flip over all these. Alright, 316 to 320 times 2. So we start with these ball joints. We add a 2x1 and then a 1x1 with 2 up pips. And then add them to these double-sided double-sided 2x1 and 3x1. Alright. There, now I have 2 of them. Then we want a 1x1 with up pips here. And a 1x1 next to it. Okay, then we have this small curve, a tile, and a ramp with more of the paint. I don't know if it's paint or if it's actually like double molded plastic. I don't know. Can't tell. Looks like it might be a thin layer of plastic, but it might just be paint. Or some sort of dye that holds very well. I don't know. Anyway, do it again. There we go. Then 319. We flip it upside down. Add a 2x1 here. And then do the same, exact same curve. But with the pieces with less paint that line up perfectly. Then we're going to add these to the sides. These go in, they don't go in the center, or the pips don't go in the center. They go offset so that the piece itself goes in the center of the ear. Go. Alright, so now we have two pieces, two ears with slightly offset bulbs. We get the head and the top here. We take the bulb side down like so. Ears pointed slightly backward because Pikachu's running fast. Alright, and then we get to build the electric shocks that Pikachu has. Are these all identical? They seem to be. Yes. We have to build two of them separately. So we take one, and we add the pin to the middle. And then we add, this goes into the bottom section. Oh, okay. That's why you have two pins here. Because we're going to be adding this here. And then adding a single one below it. And then angling them closer together. Oops. That looks cool. This one. Spread those out a bit more. Yeah, there we go. That looks cool. And then I assume, yeah, the same on the other side. So the middle of this one. That goes into the top of this one. That goes here. There we go. And then here. Okay, these two pins right there attach into these two holes here. There we go. And now we have full running Pikachu. This thing looks so good. This is great. Okay, so I gotta find a way to... It's not perfectly... It's actually better weighted than it was before. I was gonna say it's not perfectly weighted, so I gotta find a way to like lock this into a position. Because I probably don't want to just have it be like the... I mean, that's not bad. But probably like out here. Oh, and you can cut out this graphic out of the instruction book. It has the scissors cut lines. Pikachu's running fast. Okay, yeah, turn the crank. And the things move. Scan to see movement. Hey, if you want to scan that QR code and go to some unknown website somewhere and possibly give up your telemetry data, you can do that. Or you can just look at the stream. Here's all the pieces. That's all the pieces. There's the back of the book. This is a great build. I'm super happy with it. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it. That's going to do it for today. Oh, we wrapped up a little bit early. I guess I rushed through this stuff as I was talking about archipelagos. Coming up on stream on Wednesday, speaking of archipelagos, on Wednesday is an archipelago. It's my 7-game archipelago where I'm playing Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Mega Man 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 64, Super Mario World, Pokemon Blue, and Minesweeper. Well, Chex Finder, which is a Minesweeper clone. So that will be fun. That's on Wednesday and Friday, and probably Saturday if I'm not busy. Probably like there is where I want to hold it. Yeah. Not like full down like that. That's kind of neutral. There's a little bit of tension on it right here. Yeah, so that archipelago will be Wednesday, Friday, and probably Saturday. Sunday will be Sunday with friends, depending on which of my friends are available. That determines what game we're going to play. If it's 3 of us, it's probably Sunderfolk, which we started last week. 4 of us is Super Crazy Rhythm Castle, which we played yesterday. That was super fun. And then on Monday next week... Oh, hi Pug. Welcome back. You missed building the head. It runs. Here, I'll do this. Check out how cool this is. There we go. So, yeah. Um, Monday next week is... I don't know which one I'm going to start on Maker Monday. I actually have a Lego kit that I got for Christmas that's been sitting in a box. And I feel guilty about doing these ones before that. So I might take a break from the Pokemon Mega Motions builds and make that kit. It shouldn't be too long, I think, but that'll be fun. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, just in case. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it. If you want to help me out, you can do all the free things. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe to me on YouTube, like the video, leave a comment, tell me what your favorite, what Pokemon you would love to see a running version of in brick form. That'd be great. I said like the video, comment, I said subscribe. What else can you do? Tell your friends. Watch more of the video. A lot of the views on my videos are they watched for a few seconds or a few minutes and that's it. And you know, that's fine. You know, if you're not into it, you're not into it, whatever. If you want to help me out, watch more of the video. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So I said help me out, do all the free things. If you, sorry. Sudden frog in my throat, sorry. If you want to help me out monetarily, I recommend you not. Instead, donate money to charity. I don't need money. I'm doing great. I'm not doing great, but I'm doing fine. I have an ongoing charity widget on my Twitch page, helping out the Trevor Project, which helps out trans people in need. And if you don't want to sign up for a Twitch account, if you don't have a Twitch account, you can just donate to whatever charity you feel is appropriate. If you want some suggestions, I recommend looking up your local food bank and donating money there. Or donate money to the Trevor Project. That would also be good. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see everyone later. Have a good one.